Hi there, and welcome to week 2 of the 28-day challenge.
First, we just want to start out by appreciating the work you've done in week 1. So even if you're sitting there thinking, oh, but I missed 4 days, that means that there are 3 days that you did practice, and that's a great start to building a new habit.
Even the fact that you took some time to click on this video, that's something. A small but significant step to remind yourself about the practice and maybe to remember some of the intentions you had coming out of the Search Inside Yourself program.
So here's a question. Some of these people are probably thinking, oh, does this get any easier? How long does it take before I really build a new habit?
So this is a good question. There's no clear answer on this from the research. One study suggested that after about a month, you've done a majority of the work in forming a new habit and making it stick.
Hence the 28-day challenge.
Exactly. Other studies in neuroscience and psychology have found that just a few hours of mindfulness practice or journaling practice can lead to some positive changes. So it's really not that much, all things considered. And we always like to remind people that maybe the most important piece of advice is it just takes one moment. Just one moment of noticing where your attention is, noticing what your attitude is, what intention you're bringing to a situation. Even just doing that, have some faith, you're forming a new neural pathway, you're forming a new relationship, the change is in process.
And that's a really great segue into this week's theme, which is looking inward. And here's where the integrated practices are really going to come into play.
You can think about these as self-awareness in motion. So you're on your commute, you're in a difficult meeting, you're writing an email. In these times, still being aware of your mind, your emotions, your intentions.
And the idea of a cue is really helpful here too. So for example, if I start to feel tightness in my chest or maybe a flush in my face, that's an indication that anger or frustration is starting to settle in. So it's a time for me to take a 3 breaths practice or pause and settle my mind in some way.
This week, you'll be getting a daily practice suggestion and a recording each day, just like last week. They're going to be a little bit longer, so we're ramping up a little bit, but still very short and manageable, so you can do it. Stick with it.
And don't forget to acknowledge the work you are doing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just come back and keep trying out the next exercise.
Keep it up, and we'll see you next week.